Hi everybody, my name is Justin Stoney. I'm the founder of New York Vocal Coaching here in New York City. Welcome to episode 9 of Voice Lessons to the World, the show where we want to help you guys as singers by answering your questions from all over the world. I'll give you a chance to ask questions later, but first we've got our question for the week from Amanda B. in Houston, Texas. And Amanda says, "Dear Justin, I'd love to sing, but I've always been told I'm tone deaf. Is there any hope for me?" Well, Amanda, thank you for that question. I'm glad you asked that question. And I think probably a lot of people out there would love to know the answer to this question. There's so much mythology surrounding tone deafness, and so many people think that they're tone deaf, and it's preventing a lot of potential singers and people that love to sing, just like yourself, from singing because they think they're tone deaf. So the first thing I'll talk about is tone deafness real? And the answer to that is yes. Tone deafness is actually real. There is a condition, it's called amusia, which means not musical. It's a cognitive disorder, though. It's caused by brain damage. Sometimes it can be genetic, but sometimes it can be caused by a brain injury. But this is so rare. And the amount of people that say, "Oh, I'm tone deaf. Oh, I can't sing. Oh, no, don't ask me to sing. I'm tone deaf." The amount of people that say that is very high, but the amount of people who are actually tone deaf is very low. So in my experience, I've worked with thousands of singers, and I've been in voice land all my life. I have literally never met a person who was actually tone deaf. I've had plenty of singers come to me thinking that they were tone deaf, but I've never ever seen it. So why are all these singers, and probably yourself included, I can't guarantee it, but I imagine that you're actually one of these singers who's quote-unquote tone deaf and not actually tone deaf. Why? Why are all these singers thinking that they're tone deaf? My thoughts on this is that it's actually due to something in the mind and then something in the mechanics. Oftentimes when people are young, they have a joy for singing and they just sing very naturally. But so many people report at some point being told, "Well, you can't sing. You're off pitch. Oh, you should stop singing. Why don't you quiet that down?" And they start to develop a fear. And singing is a very vulnerable thing anyway. So if you've been told that you're off pitch, you've been told that you sound bad, then you start to have fear and hesitation built into the voice. This fear and this hesitation causes you to underdo the sound, and that often causes you to be flat. So then your experience with singing is trying really hard and being flat, and then being told you're wrong, and then trying really hard, being flat, being told you're wrong, and a vicious cycle starts where the mechanics start to respond to the mind, and the hesitation and the fear and the mechanics all get wrapped up into one. So your voice starts to behave as though it's tone deaf. It starts to behave where it can't actually stay on pitch, but it's not that you can't hear it. Most people can hear just fine. They have a great ear for music. They would stay on pitch, but they're just too afraid, they're too hesitant from something in the past to actually stay on pitch. Amanda, I'm thinking that that's probably you, because that's most people. So now what do we do to fix it? If we know that it's due to the mind, the very first thing we need to tell ourselves is, this is in my mind. This is not an actual problem. I don't have an ear problem, but I might have a vocal problem. What that problem is probably hesitation. So the very first thing I'd have you do is just at home, when nobody's around, don't let anybody judge you, go ahead and just sing out, but sing bold. Don't sing hesitatingly, sing bold. And sing any song that you love to sing. And I tell you what, if you can sing Three Blind Mice, just that, I pretty much guarantee you're not tone deaf. Somebody that's tone deaf, that truly with tone deafness, would try to sing 3 blind mice, and it would come out 3 blind mice. And you say, no, 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 3 blind mice. And you get 3 blind mice. And they don't actually distinguish pitch. If you can delineate different pitches, just singing any of your favorite songs, probably you're not tone deaf. So that's step 1 to just determine whether you are. Then the next thing, if you can, get with a great voice teacher, because from the undersinging, you might not have developed your head voice, which is this sound, or you might not have developed your chest voice, which is this sound. We'll talk about that in later videos. And there might be a registration problem. So get with an instructor that can help you to use the mechanics better so that you can stay on pitch after you know how to be a little bit bold with your singing. Then another step would be, if you can't get with a voice teacher, is if you can just find a piano or something online that has a piano feature. And just give yourself any note on the piano. You could pick a C. And just try on a me, me, me. Try finding this note. Me, me, me. Now, maybe if you've had problems, you might try it and you have me, me, me. Me, 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 or me, 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 me. But you're alone. You're at home. Nobody cares. Mess with it till you hear it. Me, 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 me. And you get it to match up with the pitch. Practice that, and you'll very quickly train your voice to match your ear again. Because, again, it's probably not your ear. It's your brain and your mechanics functioning together in a way that we don't want. So, Amanda and all, I just want you to know that tone deafness is so rare. Probably you don't have this, so if you can get that out of your head and just be inspired to try to sing, know that the voice can be trained. That's why voice teachers have jobs. We're not running a racket here. You really actually can learn how to sing, and you can break through tone deafness unless it's that medical condition that I say is extremely rare. So I hope that inspires you to try singing and to try to break through the tone deafness that you probably don't have. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys today. If you have questions that you'd like to see us answer on the show, you can send an email to questions@voicelessonstotheworld.com. So like I say, I hope that that inspires you guys to just not lose the joy, to not lose the passion. Don't let people tell you you're tone deaf. Don't let them tell you you can't sing, because as we know, that leads to that vicious cycle, and we know that it's not true. So hope you get with a great voice teacher in your area. If you're in New York City, you can check us out at www.newyorkvocalcoaching.com. And if you like these videos, you can check out www.voicelessonstotheworld.com. I'm Justin Stoney. We'll see you next time.